So it seems I was able to get a standby ticket for the next SAS flight. I really do hope that I can get on that. Their system literally collapsed. It all started in the beautiful city of Tromso in Norway. I had an amazing day in this peaceful nature. Tromso is a perfect city for a day trip. The transportation is easy, the weather was surprisingly warm with its 28 degrees Celsius. I explored the port, and I even had a little time for plane spotting, and the scenery is beautiful behind the landing aircrafts. Altogether, I had a great time exploring until at 7 p.m. I received horrible news from SAS. I was informed that my flights back to Oslo are cancelled. It would have been okay if they offered me an option to rebook, but no. As my departure was too close, I was informed to call the SAS customer service for further help to get out of Tromso. It's very important to mention that SAS announced a pilot strike, and this is what caused the disruptions. After calling the customer service for more than 1 hour and 30 minutes, they told me that there are no available flights until the 4th of July. It was the 28th of June at the time this happened. So that meant I stuck in Tromso for 6 days without accommodation and food. They couldn't rebook me for any flights to Oslo, neither for Norwegian, Flyair, SAS or Widerøe. By the way, Widerøe was also on a strike, causing many flight disruptions that week. And moreover, the next day SAS also announced bankruptcy. So basically, with the technical strike of Widerøe and the pilot strike of SAS, the Norwegian aviation industry collapsed. The biggest problem is the Tromso airport doesn't have any connections with SAS directly. They only have the ground handling company called Aviator. There are young guys working every day here, and they are very rude and they give zero shit, so they don't care about SAS passengers. They only work with lost luggage and other stuff like this. And Widerøe also has an office here, but Widerøe has nothing to do with SAS. I had a 5-hour sleep at the airport, and the only thing I received is a Star Alliance amenity kit what the ground handling agents offered me, although I didn't use it because they only had a female pack left. And the next day at 5 a.m. I started to beg for a standby ticket. All the agents were very rude and they weren't helpful. So my last chance was to ask the airport's supervisor for help. He was the one who was able to help me, and he was the one who gave me a standby ticket. So it seems I was able to get a standby ticket for the next SAS flight. I really do hope that I can get on that. This begging took me 3 hours, so I missed the first 2 flights to Oslo, but then I still had one last chance to catch my Wizz Air connection flight at Oslo airport, and it was the 8:30 SAS flying the Alta Tromso Oslo route. Before boarding, the gate agent, who was actually the supervisor, asked for my standby ticket and printed me a valid boarding pass with an allocated seat for this Boeing 737. And at this point I was very happy that I can get on this flight, and I knew that I won't miss my connection at Oslo airport. Okay, but wait, something isn't alright here. The boarding is completed and there are so many empty seats on this aircraft. Everyone at the airport and the SAS customer service convinced me that until the 4th of July all flights are fully booked to Oslo. Then why there are so many seats on this aircraft then? Why there's no one sitting next to me? Even the row in front of me has a free middle seat. Then why did the SAS customer service lie to me that all flights are fully booked? Because they are obviously not. I was very lucky to get a seat on this plane, and at the same time I was very angry for the customer service because there were clearly 4 or 5 empty seats in this Boeing 737 and they could have rebooked me on these, but they didn't. I don't know the reason, maybe they didn't want to. But I wasn't satisfied with their problem handling abilities. Maybe these seats were reserved for gold and diamond travelers whose flight got cancelled, but maybe these people simply didn't show up. Or, in my opinion, the day before, SAS system showed every flight fully booked because they didn't want overbooked flights. And they knew that many people would book on these and that could cause a disaster in their rebooking system. And that's why the customer service agent wasn't able to give me a seat on this plane. But who knows? As a conclusion, Tromso is one of the worst cities in Europe to stuck in. Flying is the only option to get out from here, and when the Norwegian aviation collapses, it is nearly impossible. Tromso doesn't have any train connections, and only a few buses are available to the bordering cities, which are even worse and less civilized towns. If the supervisor hadn't helped me, I should have taken a bus to Narvik and then an overnight sleeper train to Stockholm, but getting back to Budapest from Stockholm would have been over 300 euros, so that could easily become a disaster trip. A detailed 4K trip report of this flight is coming very soon, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss it. By the way, I also noticed that SAS customer service desks are closed everywhere at Oslo airport. This is probably because they don't want to deal with thousands of complaints every day in person, so your only chance is to call them. And this is what SAS do when they are on a strike and their system literally collapsed. Close the service desks, close the service points. Very nice. Alright everyone, thank you for watching this video, and I hope this video also strengthened the fact that traveling during the summer of 2022 is not easy, and it's full with flight cancellations and strikes. I was lucky this time, but I wish you don't have to go through this stress and pain what comes with a flight cancellation. If you had any bad experience with SAS or any flight in general, consider writing it down in the comments. I'm curious to read them. Okay, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and see you very soon. Bye bye.